Hi there. My name is Caitlin O'Connor, and I am joined by my colleague Rima Taneja. We are here to talk to you about veterinary telemedicine laws across the United States. Let's dive in. So first and foremost, just a quick little introduction to who we are and why we're the ones talking to you about this. Like I said, my name is Caitlin O'Connor. I am senior counsel at Nixon Gwilt Law. Nixon Gwilt is a healthcare innovation law firm. We work with innovative healthcare providers, digital health vendors, and life sciences and biotech companies. Rima and I have more recently been working together with our telepet or televeterinary clients. These are clients that we have in the virtual pet health space. We started seeing a little bit of movement in this space, and Rima and I are both dog lovers, so we got really excited about it. And as you can see on your screen, if you're looking at the slides, you can see all of the dogs that the members of our firm have. And actually, I think we have a couple more that have been added since we first made this. So that's us, that's our firm. Rima, do you want to add anything about your background?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Rima, and I am counsel at Nixon Gwilt Law. As Caitlin mentioned, we have started our telepet practice to address the innovators who are in the veterinary industry, and we are really excited to talk to you about telepet today.
Awesome. Okay. Quick important notice, you all know this. This is an informational presentation being presented to you for CLE credit. This does not form an attorney-client relationship, and please do not rely upon this presentation as legal advice. Rima, you want to go through the agenda?
Yes. So as you know, telehealth has exploded in recent years due to the COVID-19 public health emergency, although it has been around for a number of years. Similarly, veterinary telehealth, or as we are calling it, telepet, is currently growing at a rapid pace as well. However, many states are not aligned with each other regarding what services can be provided virtually and what needs to happen before telepet services can be provided. So during this webinar, we will move through the timeline of how telepet first began, where the industry is now, and how much further we have to go. We will cover the law, the practice, and the benefits and challenges to adoption.
Okay, so what is telepet? Rima, I think this is you as well.
Yes, so as we discuss telepet, we should become familiar with how this modality of veterinary healthcare delivery is defined. Generally, telepet means the delivery of veterinary medicine services, including examination, consultation, diagnosis, and treatment through electronic communication technologies when the pet parent and pet are located in a different location than the treating veterinarian. The American Veterinary Medical Association, or the AVMA, defines veterinary telemedicine as a subcategory of telehealth that involves use of a tool to exchange medical information electronically from one site to another to improve a patient's clinical health status. Examples include using Skype or a mobile app to communicate with a client and visually observe the patient for a post-operative follow-up examination and discussion. Some states have varying definitions of telepet, but most states do describe veterinary telemedicine in a similar manner as these definitions that we have just reviewed. And as you can see, it's pretty similar to the broader definition of telehealth, but this is definitely the language that most states are relying on.
So let's now go through a quick timeline just to understand how long veterinary telemedicine has been around and the kinds of contexts where we have seen it sort of evolve over time. You may be surprised to learn, as I was, that veterinary telemedicine has actually been in practice since about 1980. The first example of veterinary telemedicine occurred when a veterinarian transmitted cardiology records via telephone to a specialist for a consultation. From there was sort of limited adoption. No one was really talking about it. I personally hadn't really heard of veterinary telemedicine until probably the last year or so. But so from 1980 until about 2017, there wasn't really much happening. Then in 2017, the AVMA released the definition that Rima just shared with you. And then a couple of years later, in 2019, adoption of telehealth increased even more. And as you can imagine, around the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic affected all of us, we saw an even greater spike in the number of households that were leveraging telepet technology or looking to meet with their veterinarians virtually, both to avoid going into the veterinary clinic, to keep themselves safe at home. And also, sometimes I think people realize it's just not necessary. You don't have to go in person, very similar to telehealth in the human medical context, where sometimes we just don't need to go all the way to our doctor's office. The same can be said to be true in veterinary telemedicine.